Hey everyone, so most of you probably already knew, but Dragons got 3 big buffs yesterday. I love Dragons, so this is awesome to see. I guess the only downside was that everyone else also thought so too, so now everyone is playing it, making mirror matches very common. So as I said, Dragons got 3 big buffs. The first buff is that Ruined Dragon Guard went from a 2-4 to a 3-4. I think this stat line actually helps it a lot. It gets over pretty much everything in the early game, and it still keeps that 4 health to be able to stay alive. Dragon's Clutch also got buffed from before just drawing 2 dragons or granting allied dragons +1/+1. But now you can grant it +1/+1 and overwhelm. So this is kind of exactly what dragons needed, because dragons were able to get so big, but if the enemy deck just has a lot of chump blockers, like especially Bandle City, you just end up never getting the damage in until you like level up Asol and get that like 10/10 that makes everything else overwhelm, and it just, or like an elusive or something like that, and it really makes dragons pretty bad. But so now that you have access to making your entire board overwhelm, it's like the extra closer the dragons really needed. The last buff was to Aurelion Soul himself. Now technically this is a revert, because when he first released, his requirement was that he only needed to have 20 plus power between your allies. But then after him leveling so fast and being pretty dominant, they ended up making this a 25 power. So him getting reverted though again is really good. It helps him level up way faster and easier. And so these 3 buffs honestly make the deck that was already pretty good way better. But so first of all, building dragon decks are fairly simple. Most decks are very similar and only differ in a few cards. I think there are a lot of underrated cards though that could be added or even should be added depending on what the meta is. So what I wanted to do, since I love this deck, and I think there's so many like different ways to build it, is I kind of want to just explain everything to you, give you as much knowledge as I can so you guys can make the best or most fun version for you. Because I think this is what I came to be the most consistent on ladder, because ladder you have to build a deck that can beat the most different matchups, right? So sometimes you have to sacrifice sort of some win rates against some decks to make your win rate against others a bit better, stuff like that. So this deck might not work for you depending on what you're seeing in a certain day. It might not work if the meta changes. I think the only core cards are Sharp Sight, Single Combat, Dragon's Clutch, Shyvana, Concerted Strike, Eclipse Dragon, and Aurelion Soul. I think all the other cards are actually debatable and sometimes have like a secondary card that might actually be better in certain circumstances. The other thing you need to have in the deck is some sort of healing, so I opt for Radiant Guardian. I think it's just really good. I actually wasn't playing that much aggro at the start of the day, so I ended up bumping this down to 2, but 3 could be correct, so keep that in mind if you're playing against a lot of aggro. The other option is Solari Sunforger. I'll explain that in a different part of the video, but you basically need some sort of healing. So it's either Sunforger or Radiant Guardian. Sunforger only lasts for 1 turn though, so I prefer Radiant Guardian, but they're honestly better in different ways than each other, so it's up to you. Once you have the core cards and the healing, you want to add in the other cards. Now I think Ruined Dragon Guard is probably actually close to auto-include now, especially after the buff. Every time I build a dragon deck now, I actually always add this in. I just didn't know if I should put it in the like guaranteed core cards yet. But after the buff to its stat line, making it a 3-4, it is a really scary unit. Super hard to kill, really good for like controlling the board. And granting the additional 1/1 from Furies just can make you run away with the game like in such a crazy way. If they are not able to remove some of your dragons, they just become way too big, and you easily just win the game because of this card. So I recommend putting this in. The other thing I do weird, I guess, different than a lot of other dragon decks I see, is I also try to add in a different combat trick. A lot of people only add in Sharp Sight as basically their only combat trick, but I also like to have Pale Cascade, or even Guiding Touches. I think it's just a good, pretty cheap combat trick to help you get over something if you really need to, or keep something alive. And it's also a way to add draw to the deck, because this deck doesn't have that much draw. Dragon Chow is the other draw, and it's actually a pretty fun card. I'm still not 100% sold on this. I don't think it's auto-include by any stretch. I'll talk about later what I would put in sometimes instead of it, or unless you watch my other video, you would already know. But I think Dragon Chow is really fun, especially now that since Herald of Dragons got buffed, and it's actually a playable card now. You have an amazing curve of Dragon Chow into Herald of the Dragons, and then into Shyvana. The Dragon Chow is definitely good, but I don't think it's necessary, especially against like aggro. Lieutenant is another card I don't think is 100% necessary, but is really good. It's so easy to get this condition off, like the Behold condition, to be able to grant a Challenger. And it's actually pretty good in the mirror match to be able to kill the enemy Dragon Chows. Also, I suspect that Lee Sin will start to become more popular, and this will be really good at killing things like Eye of the Dragon. The other card that I sometimes take out and sometimes leave in is the Shield Bearer. Because strike cards are so good with dragons, like having Concerted and Single and stuff like that, I think the other cards in Targon that are really good with strike cards are these Solaris, because they get a bunch of extra stats. Playing a 3/6 in the early game, combined with single combat, usually can let you kill 2 things. If they're playing against like aggro and they're attacking, you can usually kill 2 things and sometimes even still stay alive because you just have so much stats. And I think it's actually nuts. And a lot of the times when you play this, it just stuns their entire board because they don't want to take a bad trade. And stalling is really what this deck wants because you have a really good late game with Aurelion Sol. You could consider dropping this though, especially if you're not playing against a lot of aggro, and maybe adding in another Eclipse or another Aurelion Sol to guarantee this late game more often. Also, you might have noticed why I didn't put Screeching Dragon in the like guaranteed like core cards. And it kind of is, especially everyone else seems to think so. But I think there's actually one alternative card to this that is a little bit underrated in my opinion. So the optional cards to consider in Dragons are Solari Soldier. I think this can be replaced for Dragon Chow, especially if you're playing against a lot of aggro. It's very similar to the Shield Bearer, where a lot of times when you play this, it just stuns their entire board because early game they're not going to be able to get over the 3/3 stat line. And they usually don't want to trade badly so that you're able to kill like 2 units with this 1 unit. And stunning a whole board is super important. Plus, like if you're against like aggro like a Saboteur, Saboteur is going to attack your Dragon Chow, and yeah, you can block it, but it's still doing the 1 damage to your face and gets to attack again. Whereas if you play Solari Soldier, sometimes they actually don't attack into it, and if they do, then it dies for free and you still have that unit alive as a 2/2 in the future rounds to be able to trade with another unit. And against aggro, I don't think you necessarily need the extra stat you would have got from Dragon Chow onto your dragon, since they're usually probably playing a lot of smaller units. So I mentioned it earlier, but the other considerable card is Solari Sunforger. Its Daybreak, so you only get the lifesteal 1 round, however it does have 1 extra attack or lifestealing, and it also can be played on turn 4 instead of turn 5, which can be better against a lot of decks. I think Poppy is one of the decks that it's good against. The only downside again is that it only lasts 1 turn, so if you don't have like a single combat or single combat mana up that turn, you can't always get the most value out of it. Whereas having like a Radiant Guardian, although it's harder to get off, you can constantly get value out of the healing because of the toughness and using all your strike spells with it over multiple turns. Rightsteel Protector is another considerable card. It would probably go over the Dragon Guard Lieutenant. So not having a challenger on it can kind of make it a bit harder to kill certain threats. However, if you don't think you're against that many threats that require like a 3/2 challenger, like I felt a lot of the time, then this is just another alternate card that can be used onto your dragons to keep them alive, to make sure they can attack safely like Shyvana or your other dragons. It's also really good on defense for, again, a lot of the times just stunning their whole board, because if you barrier a dragon or just even any card like a 3/2, like they don't want to attack and just trade for free, so a lot of the times they just pass. And having more ways to just stun the whole board can be really, really good, especially against aggro. So more of a meme card, but I think I've had it used against me, and it's always like, it always feels terrible when it's used against you, and it looks really fun to play. So I wanted to throw it out there. But Molten Breath is one of the newer-ish cards, and so 6 mana slow already kind of eliminates it from being competitive in some people's minds. However, it's only 1 mana more than a Concerted Strike, and because you can get your dragons pretty big in this deck, especially if you're running the Dragon Chow and Dragon Guard version, Rune Dragon Guard version, against the right deck, Molten Breath just killing 2 of their important units, and it's not like single combat where they strike you too, like you just strike them. So against like the right decks, this can just be a blowout card, and you can probably have some crazy highlight plays if you play this card. But I don't run it because, again, it just feels a bit memey, but it's probably a little better than most people think. Another card to consider is Judgment. Judgment is super expensive and pretty counterable in a lot of ways. But this is like another card that can just like win you the game on the spot. If they overcommit and go too wide or whatever, and then you're able to kill their entire board. Imagine if you had a Dragon Guard as well. If you had a Dragon Guard like a Shyvana, and then you Judgment, you could just literally win the game on the next open attack. Probably like 1 turn kill them. So it's more on the meme side. I think a lot of people actually don't play around it because they kind of think, most people don't run it, and even if they did, what are the odds that they have their 1-of copy, right? So they don't play around Judgment, and then when you have it, it can feel so good just to get some free wins. Also, if you do want to run Judgment, you should also probably consider the next card I wanted to talk about that could be added into the deck. So the next card would be Fused Firebrand. Now, no one really plays this card, and I don't think that's really fair. I think that, I know it doesn't have the challenger, like the other dragon, but I think the extra attack can actually sometimes matter. And I think in the certain metas, the spell shield is actually super important. Like, first of all, if they want to be able to mini-morph this, they'll have to ping it before your attack, right? Because if they want to like ping it with a Pokestick or something like that, when you're already in combat, the Pokestick won't resolve enough to pop the shield before a burst speed spell like Mini-morph can take place, right? Or a Hush. The other thing I was getting at is that if you have spell shield, it also makes your judgments way more likely to work. And just your strike spells in general. I actually think this card is better than most people think, and super fun to play. A lot of the times they just have to let it do whatever you want because they don't want to invest like multiple spells into it. So they kind of just like pretend it's not there or something. I don't know, because they always just like let it do whatever it wants, and these can get so big with the Rune Guard. Hush doesn't seem to be as good in this meta, but you should always keep it in mind, because Hush in general is just cracked. So even though people don't seem to think it's that good right now, it very quickly could become super important. It's also pretty good into the mirror to be able to either Hush their Asol or Hush their like really big dragon and be able to trade with it after they commit like a lot of spells and time into building the dragons to get really big. Also, Lee Sin I think is still pretty good, and although people aren't really playing it right now, it might start to be played more, and Hush is obviously really good against Lee. The other card to consider that I think is really good is Guiding Touch. I actually ended up cutting this. I was running three of these over Pale Cascade. I ended up cutting it because just sometimes you actually need to protect your unit when it's full health and you can't just heal it. So sometimes when the dragon is already weak, it ends up being like a +2 to the health, which is sometimes more important. It can also help you beat things like Ravenous Flock and Scorched Earth. So keep that in mind if you're playing against a lot of decks like that. The cool thing about this too is that sometimes, especially if you're not running my version with the Solari Shield Bearers, you can actually brick in the early game sometimes, and so having a Guiding Touch go to face just could be pretty important to keep you alive. And it can draw, so it's not a bad card. And depending on what you're playing against, this might be better than Pale Cascade. So as for the mulligan, it's pretty simple. You basically just try to keep your cards that are 4 and below, like Shyvana and all these units. Preferably you want the combo pieces like Dragon Chow into a Herald of Dragons into a Shyvana. But you don't really mind any of these cards into like a Dragon Guard into Shyvana or something like that. Into aggro, you could consider Radiant Guardian, especially if you already have other early game units in the mulligan, and possibly are running this version where you only have 2 of them. Just because if you're running 2, you might not actually draw it in aggro, which can be a game winning, so you could consider that. And then the more control-y matchups, you could consider keeping Eclipse, Dragon, and or Asol, especially if again you're running this version which only has 2 of each. If you get greedy and keep them, you probably won't draw them a second copy, and these are like the only late game in the deck, so you kind of need them. But yeah, I think that covers mostly everything. If you guys watched this far, I appreciate you. So next will be the games. I think I'm going to be putting more games in than normal, but I'll put a table of contents in the description if you just want to skip to specific ones or something. But yeah, hope you guys like it. Thanks. Oh shit. I don't know if we need both Chows then. We have the combo of Chow, Herald, Shyvana. Okay.
Come hither, you beasts of glory! We are nothing!
In case of Avalanche, we want to damage that. And I think the damage might not matter, but if you Avalanche this right now, we just play Chow, Herald, Shyvana.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart.
Okay.
Let the blood boil, half dragon.
What you gonna do, sir? What you gonna do? Oh, he regrets fucking that. I think he regrets that. Not playing it right away. Because he got greedy for some reason. Cause now what? Oh, I can't play that anymore.
End them.
Here's attack. We're close to leveling it up. Okay.
Shroud the world in wings.
Okay. Yeah, I've learned to do something right now. We're gonna play Firebrand. Ooh, that's pretty good.
The summit's final trial.
Come on, it's leveled up
Now
though.
I take to the sky.
I can play this next turn. Pog. Should I have singled this? I forgot 8 mana is a pretty big deal. Installing that might have been worth it. Maybe we can play it. Ah, I forgot because of that.
Your favorite star. I created it.
I shouldn't have played that. Shouldn't have played it. Oh man, sucks. If I just like could have been with a single. I mean, yeah, concerted. Now he has a bunch of mana to do something with it. You say I can play this and still concerted with the spell shield ones. Oh, that sucks. That doesn't work now. So what sucks is like I wanted to be able to play this and then use both spell shield ones because now he can just like freeze this one. Okay.
To Stardust.
He passed? What just happened? We concerted. And went back to our turn? That's annoying. Wow. We drew ASol.
The heavens
We drew the
diminish
ASol.
without my attention.
Such majesty.
We did it. Hopefully he doesn't have another one. There's another one that's kind of sketch. I can't believe that stayed awake. That stayed alive the whole time. I guess if I had the dragon one or the challenger instead of this one, I would have been able to. I mean, level Asol and he just knows it's over. Yeah, we would have played Living Legends as well. That would have been pretty over.
You've been wonderful, as have I.
Oh. What are you playing? It's Poppy. This could be a good turn 4 play, I guess. This is pretty good. Okay, we got Ruin Guard too. And Chow. Getting all our early cards. Republic Station. Okay.
Hang on! We're rolling!
I kind of want to play that and have him just pass, but I guess I can just take
Shape
the
the
damage.
skies and mold the
Cause this is
earth!
probably Bandle tree, right?
Bombs away!
I don't think he's ever trying to win the game through damage. Although he can because of Poppy and stuff. This might be a game where I wish I had the challenger one.
How soon Demacia forgets.
I wouldn't be able to kill Mayor though till what, like turn 5? Is that even good?
I should make a speech. Where's my speech?
I'm Fizz!
I was like, he probably has the Freljord one too.
The summit's final trial!
Let's go. Attack with the portal now. Go ahead. Oh wait. Too late.
As foretold!
Attack with the portal. Don't you want to summon the other card? Oh, it has to be played, huh? I like that this one has spell shield as well, so they can't like block it. Like he has to waste 2 spells to do that? Yeah. That's what I thought. No, it seems kind of troll, but I actually might want to put Overwhelm onto this. Does it start pressuring him? Maybe not. I don't think I'm ever worried about him playing something bigger than 7/7, right? I think I can develop.
How does it feel?
I kind of want to get the effect off,
In the name
but
of the Solari!
I don't think he's even really gonna attack. So I just want to get the units on the board, I think. So next turn I'm probably I need to use this for the overwhelm though, I think, because you're always gonna have blockers. Like I think I wanna draw the I kinda wanna draw the other dragon though. 'Cause I need to get Asol so I can get like destroy his tree. So I can play this, I can play Dragon's Clutch to draw two different dragons. Okay, I'm glad he's talking with this. I don't really care if this thing dies. If he wants to use a flock or something on this, that's fine. I would care if he kills one of these with it.
There is nothing like that pain.
Okay. So we need to get our 7. Alright, we did. Everything's going according to plan.
New venue, new money.
He didn't play a... He didn't play... Holy crap. He didn't play a fucking SI, right? He didn't play SI yet. So he should be fine. Even if he plays Bandle Tree this turn, he shouldn't have 10. And then maybe we can hope. We have to wait 2 turns. We have to hope he doesn't play Bandle Tree now. I almost want to take this pass because he always has units to refill the board, right? I think I take this pass and because I don't want him to possibly put down the tree. Because I need him to play the tree this turn and have it not be at 10, so I can play Asol. He'll level up, and then we can get obliteration cards, and we can either do the obliterate where everything below like 3 is obliterated, have a big attack, or
On it and
we can obliterate the landmarks whenever he plays it. Okay. Does he have Scorched?
I'm ready. You cannot sway me.
Should be fine though.
Trespassers!
I'm gonna just take the Scourge.
They think themselves cultured.
We should be able to win the game then off that. You should Scorch this, but it doesn't matter because he has to have Scorch, Ping, Scorch. Right? And actually it wouldn't even work because if he Scorch, Pinged, Scorch, we would just do a guiding on that. Yeah, so like even if he has double Scorched, we just we have guiding for this one. We have to protect this one though because we can't protect both. Thing is, he might have another Ping though. Now he needs to have another Ping and Scourged. Alright, sweet. We should just win the game, I think.
I am the forger of stars.
We could have mini morph though. I do run mini, right? We probably want to play something else. What the? How is that what we get?
I do love it.
Oh, that's perfect. So if we play this and he wastes all his mana,
Oh, I am.
we just give everything overwhelm anyways. We can also play this to give us another Celestial for free. We should win. Wonder if he never drew Bandle Tree or if he just didn't find a good time to play it. But yeah, now basically Yasta, in one of these cards, he only has 4 cards, right?
You dropped something.
Okay, he gets rid of that, which kind of sucks. I mean, this grants everything overwhelm, right? And plus 2/2, so I think he just loses. I don't think he's allowed to. He has some mini morph right there.
Where were my comrades?
Yeah, and we have also like concerted, like we have could, and like we could consider him
See
kind of
you
one of the
next time,
overwhelms.
Runeterra.
That was a free win. What have we got? Oh, a GP. That's kind of scary. I don't know if we want both of these. We could just keep one, try to get our other combos like Chow or Shyvana, or just 2 fucking 7 costs. Okay, we got Chow.
I'll burn for what I've done.
I have to block this even though it kind of sucks, but I don't want him to get free plunders. Even though now he can like make it rain or something. But see, do you know how bad this would have been? Imagine if he had make it rain, I would have literally just lost the game like this turn if he had it. Like now at least like it still sucked, but I wouldn't like lose the game guaranteed. It's actually very scary that he can draw from me. Oh, that's so good. Please don't kill.
Gather round.
I have to take that. He's gonna plunder anyways.
Dragon blood.
Oh, he actually might
heart. Let the
be able
blood
to
boil half dragon.
harpoon that. No.
End them.
Okay. Almost leveled up.
Oh, I've never met anyone like you.
I think we just pass. So I actually don't think I mind letting this die now.
Our time is over.
I do this, I can play Radiant. Shyvana's leveled up. He didn't play GP, which is really good.
Now I take
So we're not in like the worst spot right now, but it's kind of scary. Because Shyvana's really good against, Sejuani is really good against this stuff.
Virtue guides me.
Also, now we can't play Eclipse Dragon because that died, but... I think we just play it, we just attack before he can Sejuani us.
You poor thing.
I could overwhelm this right now. How much would it be worth? Not very, not very. Yeah, he had it.
Pain is nothing.
I think I just try to kill it right now. Because I think it'll be kind of hard for him to, in 3 mana, be able to level the Sejuani up. Oh, okay, maybe not. I didn't realize that if he just levels it up, it stops. I thought you'd have to level it up and do another thing to stop my attack. Ah, it sucks. Damn it. Wait, he'd end his turn? I'm kind of down with him ending. Like, I kind of wanted to pass her there because he ended his turn, but I don't really want him to get the... Yeah, I don't really want to get the 8 mana thing down. So I get develop this for free. We just naturally drew ASol, we don't have to fucking use the egg. That's really good. We would just do this, because like he only has a few units in his deck that matter, so we just want to obliterate 2 of them. Now he has to freeze this whole board here. And so like if he doesn't do it right now, we can just keep passing. Because he has to freeze the board. obviously going to use one. Like, he has to use one now without even us attacking. He has to keep having freezes. And the cool thing is that he didn't play the 8-drop right now, so he has to have one of those cards as a freeze, like right now, or we win the game. And even if he does that, next turn we can just play this for 9. Even though it's 9 mana, we can just play it for 9 and obliterate that plus like the 8-drop, let's say, or GP. Oh, yeah.
I am the forger
Now
of
he loses the game.
stars.
It's kind of hard to believe he didn't have an answer there.
I do love
Yeah,
an
okay, no, he's still there.
audience.
I figured it was Field Rush.
I am reborn of
Kinda bad.
salt and brine.
Because he's like watching all this happen just to FF in like 3 seconds.
Barrel.
0 mana, obliterate 2 10/10. Seems pretty good. Yeah.
Victory today.
I think that deck can beat us, but he didn't probably draw the best. Okay, we got Zoe, Shyvana. Is it like a Swims version? Looks like. No Zoe Prage. Okay, we got I. Although we now it's awkward though. No, it's not.
The skies darken.
He has
with
a
their
2 mana
approach.
challenger one. It's kind of awkward. Yeah.
We were forged in Dragonfire.
Now he just open drags it.
Ready weapons.
As foretold.
I think we just let it die. I don't know if I want to waste a sharp set on it. Like, it wouldn't let us play that anyways, right?
I serve my people with pride.
The fight just isn't the same without you, Anna.
I am always here when you need me.
He has mana open for sharp. Yeah, it's a pretty good card against in the mirror, I guess.
Suffer my fury.
I kind of want him to burn mana.
Smoke, ash, and dragonfire.
You can still concert it for exactly 7. I think we just pass. I don't want to get concerted. But I'm just kind of ahead on tempo, which is scary.
They are nothing.
Here they come!
Okay. There it goes. It's happening. You can kill my Shyvana though if he wants to this turn.
There is nothing like that pain.
Okay, no concerted. Okay. Worst case, we trade sharp sights, and then next turn we can attack with like really big dragons. If he doesn't have sharp sight, we have a really good attack next turn. And we're gonna make everything overwhelm as well next turn because he can probably play Asol and fuck us up. We need to make sure we kill his, yeah. So sharp kind of sucks here. Single is kind of annoying here actually too. Yeah, I didn't even think about single.
How does it feel?
Oh wait, it kills it both. Damn.
Now I take to the sky.
Damn, single was, I didn't even calculate, that single was a blowout right there, damn. Ah, fuck. Okay, so he has Asol.
Scurry along, little lizard. A real dragon has arrived.
I was afraid to play it though.
Stardust is nothing to ash and
Like I couldn't kill it.
Hello, Runeterra.
Both of our
Let's
kid doesn't
rock.
level up this turn.
My, how they stare.
So now we need to somehow stop him from leveling up while we also do level up. So we need to play something for 2 attack. Maybe even just a trickster. Or dragon guard, doesn't really matter I guess.
You abject failure.
What could he have? What am I worried about here? He needs to like pop this barrier and then concerted it. I think I let him because I don't want to let him concerted single my shit.
Agonizing, I know. My difficult second album.
Actually, you can kill this regardless now, huh? Yeah, if he has like single concerted onto the Asol, it dies regardless because of his health now. I can't even like try to intercept it.
How soon Demacia forgets.
He's not leveling up, we are, so he has to make a move first. He's still one off, right?
There is nothing like that pain.
He's one off. Alright, so now we do this.
One can never have too many dragons.
We level up.
The constellations bow to me. Now they'll pay attention.
I'm kind of scared right now, but I think what I do is I do. Oh no, that's too risky. So this one goes and gets rid of the spell shield, and this one obliterates both of these. And he can possibly kill this right now, although I feel like he would have done it already. Yeah, we got him. We also had a challenger in case he did play like another Asol, to be able to drag the Asol away to, and that'd be all his mana. And then we just do all the overwhelm and the elusive, and we could play Shyvana. So, we were chilling. Okay. Got Herald. Into Shyvana. What could go wrong? I can't imagine a single thing.
Gently. Haha! Step lightly.
Okay, so he gets 2 damage here. We play this. He plays Akshan.
The sky
He's not playing Akshan. He plays that.
Quick hands make quick work.
Then he please open attack. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to play these. I was kind of scared of those.
Together we are united.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart.
Let the blood boil, half-dragon.
Man, that's a lot of units.
Steady now.
Come face me.
It's a trap!
Okay, we got what? Only 3 damage.
They will burn like we did.
I want to play this before I attack with this, right? Is there any Bandle tree? No, he's not right. No, he'd never do
Suffer
that.
my fury.
That'd be absurd.
Nothing was saved.
Do you think he ever can kill that? With like shaped? He hasn't played a thing, has he? Okay.
Agonizing, I know.
What now, son?
There are none like me.
You wasted Absolver to try to kill my dragon? And what now? That's a leveled Shyvana right there, son.
Clad
blood in shining sunlight.
I kinda wanna play this, but like, or I could've concerted that. But I like this too.
They will be ash!
I think I'll play this. I might want to use her spell, and then I want to use it mid-combat if it loses the daybreak for this. Although I don't even have a freaking asol.
Took it fair and square.
What's the deal? What's going on here? What's going on
Absolutely.
here?
Top hole.
What is his idea? Does he have another buster shot? If we do this, he can't buster shot me, right? And I won't be able to do that on that.
How does it feel? There is nothing like that pain.
He has a couple cards in his hand.
I should make a speech.
Yeah, I was kind
Where's my
of scared of
speech?
like buster shot. I don't really know what else he could do, right? They obviously run 3 buster because they have Tristana in the deck. And so if I would have just let that go through, he would have just bustered me. I wouldn't have been able to strike that. Oh, I could have killed it, but my Shyvana would die. Yeah, I wonder if he had buster shot. I hope he did. I played around it. Go.
Dragon's Husk.
Probably assume we had asol as well there, but maybe we didn't. Ziggs. Taliyah. Interesting. I don't know if I want that one. Like, what is just a challenge? Oh, there we go. This is the combo. It's like actually a perfect curve, kind of. Nothing dies. Okay. Unless I have buster shot, yeah, we're fine.
Let's take it for a spin. Bombs away!
For sure. There's a 3 damage. I want to play that.
Smoke, ash, and dragon fire.
Damn, it's awkward. Now I don't want to play this.
Boom, boom.
For Ren Wall.
I think he has sharp or shapestone. Could have pokey. We could just play this right now.
The
Because of this
prophecies ring true.
rolling sands.
What a shame for you.
Now we can play this and still have men open for sharp
Demacian
side.
heart.
I
Let
feel
the
like
blood
kind
boil
of
half
probably should have just
dragon.
played on curve. I don't really know what I was afraid of. I think I'm chilling right now. They probably have the arsenal though.
Another day, another explosion.
They could also have that the deal 4 thing. I gotta protect that.
Suffer my fury.
You can attack now.
There is nothing like that pain.
Because now we have concerted in case he tries to kill something. I think I could hear someone.
And I thought there was something good to see. I'll drag you out of there if I have to.
Okay. Levels up in 8. Damn, if I played this last turn, I could have possibly got the 7 drop. I think we just drag Ziggs. Actually, no, we can kill Ziggs later, right? Well, that means we have to concert them. I'd actually rather not. We also have the type of this. No. Here's this fine. I think we need to kill him now.
Agonizing, I know.
She's about to level.
Do they still mourn? Do they even remember?
This'll be a blast.
Another Ziggs. Okay, single's pretty good. I like a soft pass.
Hey, watch out for the rock tubes, you maniac!
They better watch out for me! Wah!
I think I can do this right now because I want to spend my mana. I'm always playing Asol next turn.
How does it feel?
And
There
I'm
are
only going to have
none
3 mana
like
left over,
me.
so I'm either going to want to use the Overwhelm or the Single Combat.
There is nothing like that pain.
And he's spending all his mana, so I might as well. It's free. Maybe just go in. Attack. See what he does first. Okay. So how much am I gonna have still? It's still 10, right? Gorge is pretty
The
good.
heavens diminish without my attention.
Kind of scary that he can drag this, but as long as it levels up, we should be chilling.
All hail the Vegas Ascendant!
We can do that, right? He has no mana left.
This will be entertaining. Agonizing, I know.
Okay,
Wonder at
level up
my
Asol. Usually this means it's a free win.
creations.
But we'll see, I guess. We actually might have messed up, possibly. Because
Now
he has
they'll
Arsenal,
pay
okay, now,
attention.
okay.
That's why they call me the Arsenal.
Spell shield, he didn't get enough things. But we also had double single combat to use on Asol. I was like, it was kind of scary actually since we used Concerted because we didn't draw that single combat off the top deck, and you got really good keywords. Then we might have been fucked, but yeah. Okay, Zoe Lux. I was actually thinking about building a deck like this. Actually, I'm down to keep this because of Zoe, right? Oh no, we don't have another dragon for this to work on. Never mind. Aha, he has Zoe every time.
Oh, hey, what's that? What you doing over there?
We were forged in dragon fire.
I forgot I have one of those in the deck.
Prepare for battle!
So
Zoe is dead. Perfect. I mean, not perfect, but like, not the worst, you know?
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Do they still mourn? Do they even remember?
I think I pass. I think he wants to like sunburst me or something. I have a weird vibe. I might play this so I can have like, 2 different options open to me.
the sun is shining. We should too.
To arms!
I think I just sack that and do damage. That's kind of crazy that it's buffed that hard. I knew it. I knew he was gonna sunburst me. How did I know that?
Better, brighter than before.
Maybe I should have sharped actually, because now if he attacks, I could have sharped again. Killed that Lux. Okay, so now we can play Eclipse. So we can win 9-9.
Agonizing, I know.
He has to use that first, right?
A beacon through the dark.
Back, heretic.
Maybe I should have just attacked then. No, because he would have just, he could have blocked it like this and then killed it, couldn't he have? No, he couldn't have. But now if he kills this, we'll have to see. But it's not impossible that our asol levels up this turn. It might be wishful thinking though. Because he has so many cards, like the odds he can't. I think I pass then, because now I have options. Like I'll have a bit more mana to use when I play this.
The heavens diminish without.
Damn, it would have been pretty good to
my
play Scourge
attention.
though, this turn.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Down to just pass. I level up asol. That is my game plan. You're the one that has to do something to stop that. That's a 9. The sharp sight to make it to. So now if he can find, oh, he can do that to get the fucking 4 damage thing. Damn. He's gonna play that and then beam it, right? So shouldn't I just attack with it then?
Admire me.
Morning take you.
Damn, imagine I had Overwhelm though. You could have had Hush, but imagine I just went for the Overwhelm play. It was like what, 20 something Overwhelm?
No more holding back!
What the fuck?
Now they'll pay attention.
That shit is so annoying. If I want to play this, I have to do it now. I think I do. And he shouldn't be able to kill this because he'd have to have like concerted plus another spell, and he doesn't have enough mana for that. How is he gonna get above 15 health?
Oh, do get a move on.
Is he salty or what's going on here?
This is your comeuppance, Targon!
Light out!
Oh no, I can't play that. I don't have another asol. I'm scared.
The enemies of day will fall.
I do love an audience.
I think it's a bit too expensive to play. I have like no options. I think I start off by making a spell shield on this. Because he shouldn't be able to kill it right now. At fast speed. This makes him have to waste 2 spells trying to get rid of it.
Unyielding light.
So we can play Shyvana.
Servitude is beneath you.
Still have concerted mana up.
Loyalty is not servitude.
We need 2 more mana. If we attack with this, he has to block, and then it'll go up to 12 attack. And if I attack with this one, it'll go up to 4 attack, and we'll level up. And we still have mana for like concerted or double sharp sight even, or sharp sight plus overwhelm even actually.
Never keep a dragon waiting.
If he blocks wrong.
cannot sway me.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh fuck, what is he gonna steal? Might not have attacked. he played 3 of them. What a beast.
You've been wonderful, as have I.